Hey, what's up, card fighters? So, I'm here. I know I haven't been on posting any content in quite a while now since I've gotten back from Houston. I do apologize for that. Some unexpected things happened, but yeah, I wanted to bring you guys some commentated GANDEEVA content post ban list to just like show you guys how the deck is operating. With the Strajinga to one hit, which it's a really good hit for the deck just because you can still get your binds off on your turn three, like the five cards in bind to get the crit on your Vanguard on turn three. It's just like it's it requires way more card commitment than it used to. Like instead of it being like like a two card combo to get five cards in the bind zone, now it's like a three or four card combo, and it's completely dependent on what your opponent has on the field, if they have a field at all. I am running the Bob ride line in this list just because I found there was like a lot of empty space that you could just basically like put whatever you want. So I'm running the Bob ride line and a couple of texts that will be shown in my deck profile of the deck. I did go 2-0 undefeated for 4 rounds at local, so go ahead and give that deck profile a check out. It will be posted before the match videos. We do hit the OT here, which he tried to no pass my Vanguard, but I was like, nope, hit the OT. But he get a heal here, so it really wasn't that bad. But of course, it was just like a lot of unexpected pressure and now card advantage on my side. Dump the mask here, and then swing with the Vanguard, and then it's a cheap attack to block, and I know his next turn, his lines are going to be so massive, so I just try and like early guard here since I don't actually need that card for to get my combo off. So we're going to do top 5, retire his grade 2 here, and then we're going to bind 2. I'm sorry that the bind is a little bit off screen, guys. I'll try to like help keep track of it for you, but we're going to get a bind 2 here. So right now we have 2 cards in bind zone. And then I'm going to call double War General and a Maestro to the back row. We're going to bind a card from hand off a War General, draw a card, gives us a 5k. So that's 3 cards in bind, and that's 26 by itself, 4 cards in bind, so that's like 34, I believe. And then that's like that like this is a perfect example of it took us even though he had a rear guard for us to kill, it was essentially a 3 card. Like it's no longer Strajinga and like another random way to bind if they have a card on board, or like okay, just like double Strajinga gets it. We can't double Strajinga anymore. Like I think I only drew it 1 time out of the 4 rounds that I was playing in this tournament. But just a little sidebar. And he's just going to 2 to pass our Vanguard here since he got 2 triggers. And he was sweating when I hit that crit. It's so tempting to like, because like sometimes you just have to like do your attack patterns weird. They have to attack the Vanguard last or second to last. A lot of times it's like really tempting to like 2 to pass your opponent's Vanguard with like 1 card. But I don't know, it's like it's so easy to get punished by that. There's like some hands like where you just have no choice but you have to do it that way, but like it's just so easy to get punished by 2 to passing their Vanguard, and they really have nowhere else to put it, so they're just gonna like, he's gonna dump 2 orders here. He's gonna dump 1 order here. He resurrected the other one. It's gonna Alchemagic with Clouded Miasma and the drive check order. Pitches the Tearful Malice for the drive check order here, and he's just going to double bounce off the dogs, use 1 dog to bounce the other dog, and then use the first dog to bounce back the trigger. A little bit of value here. So right now he's a plus 25k to the front row. It's going to be 38 triple drive. I decided to just take his Vanguard swing. This gets a crit. It's going to give it to the crit to Vanguard, power to rear guard. And he just basically has like 35k to the front row here. So this guy's really big, and he was in the middle of counting it, and I'm just like, bro, a perfect guard. And then this dog is actually like very large as well, so I just end up taking the attack just because like it's 1 damage. I don't think I could have blocked it anyway. We're gonna go for Persona Ride here. So we have 5 cards in bind currently, and we're gonna go for GANDEEVA's skill. Whoa. I think first I try to go for what was it? I call Rugen. Yeah, I call a Rugen here, and I pop the grade 3 just because I want to try and get a draw off of GANDEEVA, and then I'm gonna target his 2, which I do get the War General, so I do get to retire the 2. But now I get to bind 2 and draw a card. And then I'm going to call Alifar here, and then we're gonna swing for our War Generals here. Draw a card, so he's 18, 28 with Persona Ride. We added 4 cards to the bind zone. So 38, it's big numbers. Okay, I feel, I gotta, hold on, because the game's going, so I don't know these numbers by heart. The game's going too fast that I can't keep up with the numbers. So I'm just gonna slow it down a little bit here. We get a Maestro off of the Alifar here. So right now I believe we have 10 cards in bind zone. Yeah, we have 10 cards in bind zone right now. So right now it's a 30k to the front row. He's gonna perfect guard the Vanguard. We get a draw trigger here. We're gonna give the power to the Maestro and draw. Then our second check is an Alifar. So I'm gonna attack with the War General here first, just because he feels the bind zone and he's able to pump up my other rear guard. So he's 18, 28 because of Persona Ride, and then 28, 38, 48, 50. And then the other line is also 50. And that was just like way too high for. I think he was wait, no. Oh no, that's Persona Ride. Okay. If he had one more, he was 5k short. Yeah, he was. I think he told me he was 5k short. But yeah, the numbers can get pretty ridiculous in the GANDEEVA deck super fast. Even because what you either do is you play in a way to whereas you make it very hard for them to reach the 5 binds, especially if they go first, or you play in an inverse way to whereas you rush them, but you leave grades, like unideal grades, on board. Like decks that are really good at doing this is the token rush strategies, to where they could just leave like a bunch of grade 0s on board, and GANDEEVA can get their binds, sure, but it's more cumbersome to pop those 0s because they're all the same grade. You'll only get 1 pop maximum off of GANDEEVA's effect. And there was like times where like I just checked top 5 and I didn't see a trigger. And War General doesn't count for grade 0s, it just counts for 2s and 1s as well. So OP here is playing a mask deck, so they choose to make us go first. Which, to be fair, GANDEEVA going first, depending on the deck it's versing, can be weaker. It's definitely way easier going second to build up the 5 cards into your bind zone, but it's not impossible going first. And if you can, it's very rewarding just because you have that 10k and a crit on while your opponent's grade 2. They're just gonna swing for 8 here. They get their over trigger, and I was thinking about actually blocking this attack, and I'm like, well, glad I didn't do that. So that's their OT off the game. We're gonna pitch the sword here. Just to let you guys know, the sword does give you a 5% win rate over the shield, because the shield is for pussies. I'm just joking, guys. He just takes that attack, pitches a dragon here for ride, picks up that same order, and then I think he does double dog here, if I'm not mistaken. Dumps the mask. Yeah, he does double dog here. He looks for the other dog in hand. And then dumps the drive check order. So he gets to draw 1, and then he looks at the top card, and he can either keep it there or mill it. He decides to mill it. And then he's just going to swing for 10 here. He didn't opt to revive the dragon. which it wasn't an incorrect decision because he just has twos on board. So it's not like easy for me to get. I'll still get like a double bind off of popping one of them, but I can't pop both of them off of GANDEEVA. So I'm gonna pitch a draw trigger here, and then we're gonna target that grade 2. We get a grade 2 immediately, so we're just gonna shuffle to save time. And that's 2 binds right off the bat, and we get to draw a card. So we need 3 more. Play a War General, play another War General, and play a Maestro, and play another Maestro here. You guys saw me do this game 1. So we have 2 right now, so this is 3 with the Maestro, 4 off of GANDEEVA, so that's an 8k of the front row, that's 21-29. He guards with the, and then that's 5 right there. He guards with the 20k shield, and this is 21-31 with a crit. He decides to take it, and we get the over trigger here once again. Which, to be fair, if I didn't check this over trigger, my hand was very not ideal for guarding. It had like a lot of combo, but very lacking in the guard department. So this OT just like helped basically filter my hand. And we're gonna get another filter off the War General here. So right now we have 7 cards in bind zone, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 7 cards in bind. Ride Blue ZORGA here, gonna produce a token off of the cow, or produce a marker off the cow. Then he's gonna CB1 for Blue ZORGA to revive one of the dogs, if I'm not mistaken. But now it's a real man's game. No OTs left in deck. No tomfoolery to be had here, just a clean Vanguard. So he revives the dog, and then persona, like cross persona rides with the mask. And then he's gonna go for Alchemagic here. So he's gonna revive the PG and then bounce the PG back with the dog. I was just asking him what he discarded, and he discarded a second Clouded Miasma. So he's gonna swing here for 38 triple drive. We do perfect guard this because we're at 4. Gets a crit, gives it all the rear guards. So both his rear guards have crits, and I'm at 4, so they're lethal. This is only 40. That's 15. Yeah, this is only 40, so we guard with 2 15s, and like this is like the actually really large attack that we just perfect guard this. Which I think there was like a slight misplay here. He should have attacked with the larger column, or even if given the trigger to this guy, the grade 3 dragon. So we only get a grade 3 here off of the top 5, just to force more cards out of my hand. I think I had 2 5Ks to block it, but I most definitely wouldn't be able to do like most of what I do on this turn if I were able to like guard with those cards, because they were combo pieces. So now we have 9 cards in bind. Yeah, we have 9 cards in bind, and then we plus play double Alifar here. This was a push turn for me because I didn't think I had another turn, so I just go ahead and go for the double pop off of the War Generals just to like accelerate my bind zone. So right now we have 11 cards in bind. Swing with the other War General, pop the rear guard. Now we have 13 cards in bind, which is going to go up to 15, so it's going to be plus 30k to the front row since we did Persona Ride. Call another War General here. Get a Rugant here. I do go ahead and do Rugant's effect. Again, like my goal here is to just pump up the bind zone for as like much as possible, because I don't feel like I have like adequate cards in hand to survive his next turn. So he perfect guards here. We get a draw trigger. I'm going to give it to Rugiant and draw. Then we get a crit trigger. I'm going to give all effects to the War General. Swing with the War General here. So this is 17 cards unbound right now. He perfect guards it, and then we swing again, and he just perfect guards the last one. So because he still has blue Zorga and Soul, he is still going to be able to Alchemy Magic here. He's going to be actually able to Superior Call 2 dragons and put me in a position where basically I'm forced to no guard his Vanguard, and because I have to block the rear guards because they have crits and they're automatically lethal, to whereas the Vanguard is 1 point of damage if he doesn't check a critical trigger. Looks like I have a 5k, a 10k shield, two 15k shields, and a PG in hand. Which again, it's only enough to block 2 attacks because he's going to get a 10k to the front row off of Zorga Mask's effect. So I have to, unfortunately, I have to no guard his Vanguard because I can't afford to take either of his rear guard swings. And then he was thinking here for a while because he was debating whether or not he wanted to call a 5k to like a 15k from hand to boost one of the Great 3 Dragons. So he ultimately decides to just swing with the Vanguard, which I don't think attack patterns matter too much here. Like, it was literally down to whether he checks a crit or not. And I get a defensive here, which is it helps, but I already had enough guard to block those 2 attacks. It just makes it to whereas I can save my PG just in case he survives my next turn somehow. Not much to think about here, even though I do like think for a whole ass minute. You just play Alifar in the back row, swing dummy with the War General, and then that's basically it. Yeah, we go from 17 cards in the bind to 19. It's gonna be 20, so it would have been plus 40 to the front row. And I was just talking to him about like whether the attack patterns or not, what he was thinking about. He told me, nah, I was just thinking about playing like a 15 or not. Yeah, which I think in the end maybe he should have just played the 15k shield as a booster. But it was just like because of the way my hand was compositioned, it ultimately was just gonna come down to whether or not he checked the crit on his Vanguard swing. Because even if he swung with like the stronger column first, I would have still been able to block it. Like, even if it took like 2 15s and the 10, I still would have been able to block it, and then I'd still have the PG for the other attack. But yeah, guys, a little bit of a shorter one here. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm back on my content grind, guys. Sorry I left y'all for so long. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys some very interesting decks from set 12 while I still have the opportunity to. I'm actually working on a very unknown pick right now. You might have seen me talking about it in my community section of my channel. But yeah, I'm experimenting right now just to see what I feel like most likely I'm just gonna still play the same deck for BCS Duluth, but maybe like I find some weird goo and play that instead. But anyways, guys, you'll have a good night. Later.